everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel if you are new here. My name is Kylie, aka Fiendella on the internet, and welcome to my little Sephora recommendation video. I thought I would get some products together to recommend you guys some stuff that I love that I think that you guys might love too. Just to give a little bit of a disclaimer here before we start, I don't want you guys to think that I'm telling you guys to go out and buy any of these things. If you can't, please save your money if you don't have the means to go spend it on makeup. You know, at the end of the day, makeup is a luxury, not a necessity, so please don't go spending your money if you can't afford it. You know, pay your bills, pay for your groceries. You don't need any more makeup. But if you are in the position to spend some money, by all means, enjoy this video full of my favorite items that you can purchase at Sephora right now. I have quite a few things here, a little bit of everything, a little hodgepodge of all of my favorite items, and I hope that you enjoy them. If you are new here, please make sure that you click the subscribe button down below. I would love for you guys to keep coming back and join my little family on the internet here, and make sure that you hit the little notification bell as well so that you will be notified when I post a new video. I am hoping to continue my decluttering series here, and let me know down below in the comment section if there's anything else that you guys would love to see from me. I think I'm going to show it to you guys in the order that I would put it on my face just to make it a little bit easier. So to start with, I have a primer. So this is the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I love this primer. I have super dry skin, and so this is exactly what I love to use before I'm putting on my foundation. Doesn't matter if it's a matte foundation, a dewy foundation. If my skin is being super dry, especially if it's getting kind of flaky, I love using that first. It just gives you a really nice moisturized base, and I love it. There's a reason that it's a super popular product. It really does work for my skin. We all have different skin. If you have like super oily skin, you might not like it because it's really, really moisturizing. But if you have dry skin like me, that's definitely something that you could pick up. It's Marc Jacobs. It is a bit pricey, so when you could get a little bit of money off of it, that's the perfect time to pick it up. I have the Clinique Even Better Glow Foundation. This is my holy grail foundation. It kind of makes me upset because nobody talks about this. You know, people don't really talk about Clinique makeup at all, really. I hear a lot about Clinique skincare, and their skincare is really good, but I feel like there's some really good winners in Clinique makeup that people don't talk about, you know. And Clinique is one of the more affordable brands at Sephora too. Got SPF 15 in it, and it just has a really nice, I wouldn't say dewy, but a very nice natural skin-like finish. And it provides like the perfect coverage that I like very medium, light medium buildable coverage, perfect for every day. I've never broken out on it. I love it. The shade selection is a little bit abysmal. That's the only thing that I don't like about Clinique, but it is better than some of the brands at Sephora. So, and to keep the ball rolling with a nice dewy finish, I've got the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder Glow. I picked this up in a little Christmas set. It came with a brush. I mostly got it because it was cheaper to get that than it was to even get the powder by itself. And when I was reading the reviews, a lot of people said that it was bordering on a highlighter. You know, it's too glowy. It's not. If you apply it properly, it gives you the most beautiful finish. Up until recently, I swore by the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Setting Powder, and I still do use it. I have a huge pan in it, and I do really like it. Half of it's like a shimmery finish and half of it's matte, and you can mix it together wherever part of your face. It's really nice, and if you want to spend a little bit of money, that's a really good powder too. But I'm recommending this one because it's the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder that everybody loves, but it's going to give you that really beautiful radiant finish. So this is good. I use it with dewy foundation still, and it really makes my skin look gorgeous and perfect and blurred and lit from within. It's gorgeous. But this is perfect if you love a matte foundation, but you don't want to look like you are a corpse. I really highly recommend this, even if you have combo oily skin. Sometimes I'll use it just on like the high points of my face where I would like highlight with concealer and stuff like that. And it really just adds some light back into your face once you put on your foundation, your concealer. Don't use it to set your under eyes. You don't want to use anything shimmery on your under eyes because it's going to highlight any, you know, bags or anything you have going on under there. But to like lightly set all of my base, I love it. It really is amazing. To follow that up, we have the classic Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. I swear by it. I work in a 400-degree kitchen, and I would melt my makeup off if I didn't use some sort of setting spray with my powder. And I picked that up, and once I tried it, I can't live without it now. It makes such a difference. I've heard people kind of contemplate whether or not setting spray actually does anything, and I legitimately see a difference when I use it. So I swear by using this when I'm working to make sure that my makeup doesn't melt off my face. Now, if you don't want something that's going to prolong it and you just want to be able to kind of melt all of your powder products into your face and not have them look super powdery, I recommend the Smashbox Primer Water. I don't like to layer the all-nighter spray. I find that it makes it a bit much, feels kind of heavy. And so throughout the day, if I need to kind of freshen up my base or I need to repowder something, I will go in with this guy. I don't think it prolongs my makeup at all, but I do see that it melts everything in together. So if I've layered out one too many powders, you know, I baked my under eyes and then I put, you know, powder contour and bronzer and all that stuff all over my face, especially powder highlighter. If I'm noticing that it's starting to kind of look like a lot of powder, this stuff just melts everything together. It gives you such a beautiful finish to the skin. So I do really like that as well. So I have the Kaja Mochi Glow. This one's in Prism. I don't think you can buy this one anymore. I really like Toy Alien as well. Now this guy's pretty affordable. I find Kaja to be one of the more affordable brands at Sephora. And this is a really natural looking highlight. This is the kind of highlight I would recommend for day-to-day use. You don't want something super blinding on your face, but you still want a little luminosity, more so than a glowy powder would give you. And so I love that. It is just this gorgeous glow. You know, it doesn't even look like a powder when you have it on your skin. I really, really like it. 100% recommend. And then to follow that guy up, if you are looking for something that can do both, we have the Fenty Beauty Duos. So this one is the classic Hustla Baby and Mean Money. So this side you have your super natural looking highlighter. You can put this on. This is the one I like to use on like my nose, my upper lip, my chin, on my forehead, and then I'll go in with that side right on my cheekbones, or I'll only use this guy if I'm doing something natural. So they have a lot of different colors available. There's something for every skin tone, and it's good. Next, I have two products from Natasha Denona. I'll start with the smaller one first. So this is the Bloom palette. So this one is just blush and highlighter. You've got two cream products at the top and two powder products at the bottom. I love pretty much everything I've ever tried from Natasha Denona, and this is no different. This one is one of the smaller 4-pan ones, and so it is a little bit cheaper than her 6-pan ones. And obviously if you can get another 20% off or 15 or 10, you know, Natasha Denona is a more expensive brand, so anything you can get off, you should. But I love her cream formula because I can put it over powder. I can powder my entire face down, and I can know that if I want to go in with my Natasha Denona cream blush, it's going to go over and it's still going to melt into the skin and look absolutely beautiful. I've never had a single issue with layering her cream blushes and highlighters over powder. After that one, we have the Diamond and Blush. This is one of the bigger 6-pan palettes, and these ones are actually on sale at Sephora right now. And so that's going to give you even more of an incentive to pick these guys up. So this one has two cream products. You've got your cream highlight base and your cream blush, and then you have a duo glow highlighter, and then you have your powder blush, and then two powder highlighters at the bottom. I just love Natasha Denona products, but I think that her face products are completely underrated. the fact that more people don't talk about them is so surprising to me. But that one in the shade Citrus is my favorite because of the yellow citrine highlighter. So next we have a brow product. This guy is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Obviously you can go get stuff at the drugstore, but I find that Anastasia's brow products aren't super expensive, and so whenever I could get a discount like that on them, I'll pick them up. Plus I'm rouge, so I do get that free shipping and I don't have to leave my house, which nobody should be doing right now. So that one's just easy. It's a clear brow gel, what do you want? But I like it because it doesn't make my eyebrows feel crunchy. I don't know if anybody else has that issue, but. So next up I have lip liners. These are all the same. These are my MAC lip liners. Now, I don't know if they sell MAC at Sephora in the United States, but in Canada they do. And I love MAC lip liners. I really do. I've been using MAC lip liners since I was in college, and I really like them. This guy is super short and little now because I use it a lot. This is the MAC lip liner in Whirl, popularized by Kylie Jenner. And I have a few other ones here. I'm not going to go through them all though because I have a ton, but I do really like the Pro Longwear lip liners. They're a little bit creamier than the pencil lip liners, the ones that you sharpen like a wooden pencil. I really like them, and I find that they last all day, so I could literally put it on and then throw gloss over it and it will be there all day, same as with a liquid lipstick, but it's so much more comfortable, you barely even feel it. And then staying on with the lip products, I've got a couple here. So first I've got the Fenty Mademoiselle lipstick. This one is in the shade Single, and it is a really pretty kind of terracotta nude. I'm not wearing it today, but it is really beautiful. I like this formula because it's really creamy on the lips, but it's still matte. And I really like a matte lip. I don't like lip gloss all that much. I'm wearing it today, but normally I don't enjoy it very much. But that one I really like because it doesn't make my lips feel dry, and my lips are always dry, so that guy is a really good one. So next up I have the Kevyn Aucoin matte lip color. This guy is in the shade Invincible. It's described as a natural rose, and it's just a really pretty pinky nudie color, and it's really beautiful. The packaging is very weighted. It feels really luxurious in the hand, and I really recommend this line in general. I feel like people don't really talk about Kevyn Aucoin a whole lot anymore. I know for a while everybody on YouTube was really obsessed with the sculpting powder, which I still use regularly and love, but that was pretty much the only thing I heard people talking about. But I find a lot of his line is really nice. And then we also have the Melt matte lipstick. This guy is in the shade Old Rose. I'm sure you can see a theme here. This one I actually like because you can lock it into place. So when you do it all the way past the click, it locks into place, so it's not going to roll up in the tube. The lipstick itself, it is kind of drying, but not as much as like a liquid lipstick is. And I find that the shades have just like these really unique undertones to them, and I really enjoy them, especially Old Rose. It looks kind of dark when you're just looking at the bullet, but when you put it on your lips, it's just this really beautiful, like rosy mauve, deeper kind of nude, but not too deep, like just deep enough. I really like it, especially for fall time. It's really beautiful. And then to top off lips, I've got the Clinique Almost lipstick, and this one's in the shade Black Honey. It's just a really clear, like balm, essentially, but it has just a little bit of color, and it's so moisturizing on the lips, and that's like my favorite thing to do when I'm wearing no makeup and I just want a little bit of color to my lips. And again, it's one of those things, like, people don't talk about Clinique enough, and I really do like most of the makeup that I've tried from them. So these guys are super pricey, but when you could get like up to 20% off of them, and I cannot recommend her Luxe Trance lipsticks enough. The packaging is stunning, just like all of her eyeshadow palettes. They just come in this really beautiful cardboard packaging. It comes in this really gorgeous bullet, and it feels luxurious. There's no real smell to it, and it's just an experience, you know? I think that's part of what makes Pat McGrath so popular, is you're not just paying for a really good, high quality product, but you're paying for that luxury experience, and a lot of other brands don't give it to you, you know? I could go buy a Chanel lipstick and it's just gonna come in a unicarton. It's nothing special. The formula is probably okay, but it's, I don't know, there's something special about Pat McGrath, and I really recommend the Luxe Trance line. That's kind of like her cream lipstick. It's not quite matte, but it's also not gonna slip around all over your lips. It's beautiful. It's fully pigmented, so literally one swipe, and you're done. I really recommend them. Like I said, they are kind of pricey, but I think that if you're in the position to kind of treat yourself, then, you know, it's definitely something kind of special. You know, you're never going to forget your first Pat McGrath purchase. Everything about Pat McGrath products is a special experience. So I guess we'll go into eyeshadow. And so we'll just go right into this guy. This is one of the new Pat McGrath quads. These are the Blitz Astral quads, and they are just the special shades from Mother Pat herself. Now, they come in like a little mini version of her bigger Mothership palettes. Same high quality plastic packaging, really weighted, but not so weighted that you can't travel with it. And you just know that whatever's inside of it's not going to break. It's just beautiful. This one Sephora doesn't have in stock anymore. This is the Ritualistic Rose one. But they do still have, what is it, the Iconic Illumination and Nocturnal Nirvana. That's it. They have both of those. Of the three, or the two that are remaining, I would really recommend the Nocturnal Nirvana. That's the one that's going to give you your pretty blue and your like yellowy gold, and there's a duochrome green, and they're really beautiful. Pat McGrath really does have special products that you can't find anywhere else. The closest I've ever come to something similar to Pat McGrath's like really beautiful Blitz Astral formula is there were a couple of shades inside of the NYX Sabrina collaboration that came really close to the same kind of finish. But aside from that, I've never found anything quite the same. Next I have the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette. This one is in the shade Pillow Talk, her classic cult favorite. And I never wanted to buy into the hype of Charlotte Tilbury until recently. I got her Pillow Talk lipstick, fell in love it so much, beautiful nude. And then I managed to find the Pillow Talk quad on sale, so I bought it. It is really beautiful. The shades are just so easy. Like, I know that if I am running late, I can grab that little quad. It is gonna look beautiful. And if you are in a position to be able to get it and you're looking for something that you can just quickly grab and go, you can travel with it, you can throw it in your purse, you know, it's beautiful. And I feel like, yes, you don't have a whole lot of playing around that you could do with how many looks you're going to get out of a quad. It's 4 shades. They're all in the same color family. You don't have a whole lot of selection there, but for something that's super easy and fast, and you know that you're going to be able to work with it, you're not going to have to fight with it to get a really beautiful look, you know, the ease of use is something that makes it really worthwhile for me, personally. We're going to go into Natasha Denona. So I'm going to go with my favorite first, which is also the more expensive version. This is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette that she came out with for Christmas of this year. It is my favorite. My favorite ever. It is so stunning. Look at that. It's got my favorite olive colors, my warm neutrals, you got your pops of fun colors there, you got a fun pop of red. It's just, it's a really special palette. It really is. She really made some magic when she came out with this. And I know people complain about this packaging. People prefer the hard plastic packaging. I really like this packaging. Maybe it's just me, but I think that this is such a special palette. And even if you're the kind of person that just wants one palette, you don't want to have a big collection of palettes, you just want one that can do everything, I think that the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette is that palette. So next up I have her most recent palette. This is the Love palette. It's one of her midi size palettes, so it is smaller. You get half as much product in the pan, but you're also paying half as much. So if you are just a normal consumer, then, you know, this is all you need. These are still larger than most eyeshadow pans are, and so you're getting a really good deal. And when I first saw this palette, I'm not sure which one came out first, but this palette is almost identical to the Milk Cosmetics Millennial Pink palette. Every time I look at this, it makes me think of that, and I still somehow want to buy the Millennial Pink palette. I'm not going to, but I got this the day that it released, and I have no regrets. I love mauvey pink eyes right now, and so it is such a beautiful palette. Obviously it's by Natasha Denona. It has her really beautiful formula in it. It does have, I believe, 1 or 2 of her creamy matte formula, which some people don't like. I personally do like it. The Metropolis palette is heavily featuring the creamy matte formula, and I think that since she reworked it, it is a lot better performing now than it was in, I believe it was the Tropic palette that she came out with that was just that formula. But I think that right now is probably the perfect time to purchase a Natasha Denona palette. If you've been wanting one, you might as well save some money, and if you're in the position to be able to get it, then now is probably the best time so that you could save some of your coin. I know I'm thinking about picking up either the Safari palette or I don't know if the Tropic palette is still available, but if it is, I'm thinking about that one as well. So, I don't know. I'm still pondering about it, but you might see me pick up one of those guys because I do want to expand my collection of Natasha Denona. I do have the Gold palette and the Sunset palette as well, but the Metropolis really is my baby. I do really like it, and if you did not get it for Christmas, then I would definitely pick it up. I had heard that it was limited edition, but when I looked at her website for this video, it didn't say that it was limited edition anymore, so I'm not sure. Take it with a grain of salt, but if you are wanting it, I would recommend grabbing it. So next up, this guy is limited edition, and it's on clearance right now, so that means it's going to be the clearance price plus an additional 20, 15, or 10% off depending on your ranking at Sephora. But this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Jackie Aina palette. It looks like this, and this is hands down my favorite palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I bought this as soon as she came out with it, and I absolutely love it. The formula in this is spot on, probably one of the best formula-wise that Anastasia's put out, even if you don't like the color scheme, because I will say that it is better for somebody with a deeper skin tone. Even if you don't like the color scheme, the formula in here is amazing, and you're never gonna get it at a better price. Even when it goes to like Winners and Marshalls and TJ Maxx, if you ever see it there, it's gonna be about the same price as it's gonna be with the discount on it. So it's just a really beautiful palette. You can do a little bit of everything with it, so definitely recommend that guy. Next, we are gonna go into the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. This guy has a extremely special place in my heart. The packaging on it is my favorite packaging of any palette in my entire collection. And if you saw my last video, you know that there is a lot in it. And it looks like this. This one is truly a unique color scheme. And I feel like it's hard to get that nowadays. There's just so many palettes out that it's hard to find a palette that is actually truly unique. And Manny did it. He did that thing. It's a really beautiful palette, and I think that if you have been kind of contemplating about picking it up, it's really beautiful, and the color scheme of it is really fun. You could do a lot with it. You got your neutral looks, you can get a green look, a purple look. There's so much wiggle room there that it is beautiful, even if it's just for a collector's piece, because it is really, really beautiful. Packaging. Chef's kiss, amazing. So next, this is Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. I know that this guy got some hate when it first came out because people don't think it's a honey looking palette, and you're not wrong. There's not really a whole lot of honey going on in here, but it is really beautiful, and it's my perfect neutral palette. It has those really beautiful kind of mustardy tones, and then it's got that like bright greeny yellow gold color. It's just amazing. I'm gonna chef's kiss all of these because these are some of my favorite things in my entire collection, which is why I'm recommending them to y'all. So next we'll move on to my other favorite daily use palette, and that is Melt Gemini. She is perfect. There's nothing I would change about this palette. There's nothing that you could do to make this palette better. Okay, that's a lie. I don't necessarily need the black in here. I can see that it is useful to have for some people, but I personally don't like to darken with a black. I'd rather darken with a dark brown. But this guy is so stunning, and I know for a fact that it's back in stock in Sephora Canada. I do not know about the US, but I believe so. But this guy is just perfect. You've got half of it is just perfect neutral palette. This is perfect for everyday. To go with that, there's also the Smoke Sessions palette. I believe it's out of stock in Canada. I cannot guarantee if it will be in stock or not, but she is stunning. I literally just got this. I got this 2 days ago in the mail, and no regrets. It is so beautiful. I just love to look at it. I love the little pot imprints on it. But when you're looking at the Gemini palette, I don't know if anybody talks about this, but it's mostly matte. There are only 2 shimmers, this guy and that guy. And I like a little more selection of that because I feel like the shimmer that I put on the lid can make or break the entire look. So I like having the Melt Smoke Sessions palette to go with the Gemini palette to pair together so that I can make a bunch of different looks. I can go more turquoise, I can go grungy green, I could just throw gold on. It gives me a lot more wiggle room with what I want to do while also getting to enjoy the really beautiful formula that Melt makes, because they do make one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. If you can afford it, I highly recommend all of those palettes. Don't buy all of them though. I really encourage everybody to think about your purchasing. This time in the world, more than any other time in the world, it is so important to, think about the environment. Are you buying stuff just to end up throwing it away later down the line because you don't use it and it just ends up like expiring? Are you just going to end up sitting on it and not using it? It's an important thing to think about before you end up making purchases. And I've really been working on that with my low buy this year to make sure that I'm not buying things I'm not going to use. I just did that huge declutter, and some of that stuff I hadn't even touched. Why do I have it? And so I really recommend that all of you guys think kind of the same way. Think about whether or not you're actually going to use it before you spend your hard-earned money on it. Right now it's a scary time. You don't know when you're going to be back at work if you're out of work, and I think it's really important that if you're going to spend your money, you're spending your money wisely. So that is everything. I hope that you guys enjoyed my little recommendation video here. Like I said, if you can't afford to go out and spend money for the sale, please don't. Honestly, you are better off saving your money than buying things you're not going to need. If you need, your face wash, your face cream, your eye cream, stuff that you go through and you know you're going to use, by all means, if you can afford to, pick it up. If you want to treat yourself, by all means, go pick it up. But I don't want to encourage you guys to spend money if you don't have the means to do so. And, just make sure that you're thinking about what you guys are buying. Don't just blindly follow the suggestions of YouTubers and all those big influencers who are paid by companies to recommend products. So by all means, let me know if you guys pick anything up. My Instagram is the same as my YouTube handle, fiendella, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this little video. And I hope you guys please, please, please stay inside, please stay safe, and I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye!